why did you choose an open ending for the film?
What? Because life has no end until you die. I mean, you know, it's. Okay, let me ask you a question. What would be like a closed ending for you?
Close ending? That you know who is your biological father and.
Well, I know it.
You know. And maybe you will have a connection. Yeah.
Paternity test. Like a
בדיקת
test.
אבהות.
DNA.
בדיקת אבהות.
What? It's funny because, of course, this question comes up a lot of times, and the thing is, doing this test, I would have done it for other people, not for me. I would have done it for my mother, she still wants it. I would have done it for maybe for the audience, you know, to give you a certificate. But I mean, first of all, really, I'm 100% sure that Ali is my father, and that's what I'm, you know, telling you at the end of the film. And I guess it's also my feeling about life that that it's very easy to find your way around if you have instructions. But there's no recipe for life. You know, you don't have, you know, right and wrong. It's always in between. So it would have felt wrong for me to you know, give the audience now something that, you know, they can take home and say, okay, now I have the proof and everything is fine. Because nothing is fine, you know. Life continues after the film, after the shooting. It's just a little insight of like a microscopic look on things. But it's not a solution. It's a process. So it would have felt wrong for me to, you know, close the book because you're still writing. And yeah, that's why I guess I didn't do it. Yeah.
Hi.
למצלמה.
How did your family react to the film? Your mother and brothers, the two fathers, especially.
Yeah. Between shooting and the final film. I mean, like you saw in the film, my German father didn't want to be in it, and he had big problems to talk about things, and well, my mother was, I guess, very happy that she could talk about things for the first time in her life, all those. But, well, the premiere of the film was in a festival in Germany last year in February, end of January, beginning of February, and for me it was clear that I have to show my parents or my family the film before I show it to the public. And I was very afraid. It was the worst. I was most excited about that screening. And I went back to my hometown with this DVD. It was a rough edit, it wasn't the final film. Like one day after Christmas. And I showed it to them. Of course separately, because they wouldn't go in one room together. And then something happened that I didn't expect. They were very, especially my father, was very constructive. You understand what I mean? Like very positive. And it was like a speed therapy for them, I guess. Like an 80-minute speed therapy. And I guess they saw bigger. They saw the other side for the first time in their life, in a you know, with a little distance, and they recognized that, you know, people they at that stage probably hated are also human beings with feelings and fears and big how do you say wounds, you know. So something very, very nice happened, and they reacted very open-minded to it. And for example, my father even came to there was like an official premiere with friends and team and well, public in Munich also in like a month later, and he flew to Germany to attend to be at the premiere. My father, I mean the German father, which you wouldn't expect if you see the film. So a lot of things changed to the positive by watching. The only one who had really a problem, my grandmother also had a problem with the film. But she has a problem with everything, I guess. That concerns reality. But who had a problem with it at the first time watching it was Ali, because last year I went to Lebanon again to show him also the film and to meet him again. And he really had a problem with the film, and at first I didn't understand why. And I asked him, Ali, why are you so excited about it? And then it turned out that he felt bad about the film because he had the feeling that he is the reason why everything was so complicated and bad in my German family. That he is the reason why it went the way went. And I told him, don't blame yourself, because I guess even without you it would have gone that way. It's not your fault. And now he's very in peace also with it, and in a way also, I guess, proud of that this film exists. Yeah. So at the end, everything was very good. And there was one step again, because the film was on a lot of festivals and always in a kind of closed audience. If you are in a festival or in the cinema, you kind of know, okay, those people watch the film. But then it was on German television also, and there was kind of the next step of realizing, okay, now the public is going to see this family insights, and I guess this was, it kind of was a difficult step for my family again to realize that now a lot of people know the story, and it is very hard for them that it is a film and it exists. Even you could exchange this family with another family, it still tells the story. And but of course it's hard if your neighbor or the people in church watch the film and see you again with a different view. But I guess it's not for the bad for any of them.
I think that's a courage you need to take as a filmmaker.
Well, yeah, but for me it's easier, I guess, than for the people in the film.
Yes. Yes, obviously. Okay, thank you, Adar. Next question. We have a next question. Jans, would you like to invite the next one?
Well, I see that there's... are you the only guy in class, Ben?
No.
Oh, there's two. One behind the... Is this a camera or what is it? Oh yeah, it's a camera.
Yes. We document the moment. It's a documentary class, after all.
Yeah, well.
Okay, so this is Ben.
Hello, Ben. So you're lucky with all those girls, yeah?
Okay. Why did you choose using family archive of stills images and 8mm film in many scenes? And how did you choose using them in the editing process?
The slides and the Super 8?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. That's one funny thing, coming back to your first question, Ori, because I was looking at those slides at the beginning before I started shooting, and afterwards I collected them, and actually I was looking for some kind of proof of some, you know, bad childhood, you know,
Yes.
like sad Jens sitting there in a corner and you know, suffering. But I didn't find it. You know, there were only childhood pictures, you know, laughing and waving. And so there was definitely something where I expected something that's not there. And actually, I think this was also the reason why we took it in, the final film, because yeah, it has something very, for me it has something very innocent. You know, you have a child that doesn't know anything, it's just there. And just living without knowing. And I think it's a nice contrast to the serious talking and the serious subject of the film, that you have the look on this kind of innocent child, and we used it very associative. Do you understand this?
Yes, yes, associative.
And there's no particular, except the beginning, where it is kind of an exposition, and you know, you kind of try to get the you know, structure of the family, you know, little
to know the characters.
Two people meeting each other, getting married, getting three children. This is like this little slide story at the beginning, but after that it's very associative and just feeling the moment and putting it in where it kind of fits to the atmosphere at this point. There's no particular pattern of editing. It's just very much just enforcing the feeling of the moment.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the beauty of that is in one of the strong scenes is when you talk with your German father, with Klaus, and in this situation, and you show exactly the contrast, all the pictures and the archive. So that's one of the most beautiful moments.
And you have and you see this guy who is totally lost, and the other guy who's asking the questions, which is me, but and they cannot connect, and on the other hand you have those pictures of, you know, those two playing together and being very close to each other at another point of life. And again, it has both things. It has the information that there was a different time, and you have the idea of, you know, time passing, and you know, this silence between those two people being filled with the Super 8 material, and it's like a, you know, train of thoughts just wandering around. That's how we use it in this point. Yeah.
Yes.